Good morning, everybody. My name is Paolo Franceschi, and today I will present my work with the title Adaptive Impedance Controller for Human-Robot Arbitration based on Cooperative Differential Game Theory. The motivation behind this work is that humans and robots have complementary capabilities that should be combined to improve working conditions. For this purpose, this work aims to develop a methodology that allows role arbitration between a human and a robot sharing a task. The shared task is described as a cooperative differential game, and Pareto solutions are so. Indeed, typically, they are better than Nash solutions and allow natural agreement and arbitration between players. The proposed control scheme is shown in this slide, where the three main components are the role arbitration block, which allows sharing the control authority, the cooperative optimization block, which allows, according to the shared autonomy, to provide the robot with the control input, and the system dynamics block, which describes the shared task dynamics. Here it is briefly described the problem. So the system dynamics is described by a state space formulation. To define each control input, the human and the robot want to minimize each one a quadratic cost function on the state and the control input. In the case of cooperative games, a unique cost function, defined as a weighted composition of human and robot cost functions, is given. The weights that define the cooperative cost functions are the outcome of a bargaining, which is the solution of the bargaining theory. The role arbitration defines the mechanism that assigns control of the task to either the human or the robot. And in this work, arbitration is represented by the bargaining solution. The bargaining solution in this work is found by making the parameter alpha variable according to the human will to lead the action by the force exchange. What happens is that the system results in a variable impedance controller with stiffness and damping parameters that vary according to the role adaptation. In the proposed experiments, a human and a robot have to follow two partially overlapping trajectories. The robot rigidly follows its own path, except when the human requires the control of the task by imposing a force. In this case, the robot behaves as a follower and follows the human direction of force. The controller is compared with other three controllers, namely a high stiffness impedance control, a low stiffness impedance control, and an ICRA impedance control, which is the same as the proposed controller with the weight parameter fixed on the robot side. Four indices are evaluated based on path tracking error, trajectory tracking error, exchanged force, and mechanical work. And it is observed that the proposed controller is the one that overall minimizes all the indices. Finally, the adaptation parameter, as well as the consequences on the impedance parameter, is shown here. Notably, when the stiffness and damping are low, the critical damping is greater than 1, allowing a smooth motion to the human. On the contrary, the critical damping is below 1 when the high stiffness allows a faster trajectory tracking to the robot when the robot is leading. Thank you for your attention, and please feel free to contact me for any question at any one of these two email addresses.